Aveo is our ancient language word for thank you, although it actually means in service. Aveo.
Hello, Bashar.
I know you. Good day.
Thank you, and Darryl, for doing this for us. Appreciate it.
Yes.
I have questions in that I feel like since I've been incarnated into this body, I've had a very hard time surviving here and thriving here.
How exciting.
It has been exciting to overcome things without the help of Western medicine.
Well, there you are.
However, I am ready to thrive and not have to deal with this anymore. So,
All right. Well, what have you learned by going through those challenges? And what have you learned now that you no longer need in order to move forward?
whenever I'm in the moment, let's say if I'm having trouble breathing, for instance,
Yes.
instead of being fearful, I accept the moment, and then I don't care whatever happens.
It relaxes.
Yes, it does.
Exactly.
However, it's still uncomfortable.
So
I would like to be comfortable.
would you? Are you
Yes.
sure?
Absolutely.
Because sometimes people are brought up with belief systems that they can't learn anything unless they're uncomfortable. It's not true, but that may be what's sticking within you. That you will not really learn anything as fast as you want to if you don't have the kind of pressure you're putting on yourself to face a challenge. Do you have the capacity within you to understand that it's okay to take a little longer to learn what you need to learn? That you can relax into the process instead of having to hurry up?
Yes.
Are you sure?
No.
Thank you. What would be so bad about taking your time? After all, you're an eternal and infinite being. What's your hurry? What's your hurry?
I don't know.
Sure you
I don't.
do. Sure you do. Sure you do.
Okay, so the limited lifespan of the human being.
So what? You're
So
more than human.
but I would like to be able to incorporate the understanding that I have more as an eternal being into the human form.
And you are doing so, but again, does that have to happen on a particular timetable?
No, it doesn't.
Then relax.
Okay.
Let go. Trust timing. Don't be so focused on time. You will learn what you need to learn in this life, and whatever you don't learn in this life, you will learn somewhere else. What
Okay.
difference does it make?
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
Can you let yourself relax in that way?
Yes.
Will that be more enjoyable for you?
I don't know.
Don't you?
Well, if the discomfort goes away, then yes.
So you're basing your state on outside conditions instead of determining the state you prefer no matter what.
Oh, whenever I'm in the moment, I'm able to determine that I'm okay.
And
Yes.
when do you take yourself out of the moment, and why do you do that?
When I get distracted and I don't know I'm doing it, and my friends have to say, "Hey, you're out of the moment again."
So
'cause
what you're
I don't have
saying
the
is,
discernment.
I have a habit and I can't help it.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that there is a click in my brain that sometimes happens that I don't realize that it's happening.
So you're saying it's a habit.
Yeah, but I'm not saying I can't do anything about it.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying the very definition of a habit is something you do that you don't know you're doing.
Yes.
But you know you're doing it now.
Sometimes I recognize it. Sometimes I don't.
When you do recognize it, you know that it's something you do.
Yes.
Therefore, it's an opportunity for you to understand why you're choosing to have something happen that you don't know you're doing. How does it serve you to have that?
Say that again, please.
Oh, all right. You are choosing to have something happen that you are defining as out of your control. How does it serve you to have that?
To
Because
master.
you don't choose to experience things that you don't believe serve you.
Okay.
So what is it helping you do to have that choice, that there's something happening that you can't necessarily know about or control when it happens?
To give myself the opportunity to learn my empowerment and my sovereignty.
All right, but we just discussed that you don't necessarily have to keep doing it that way.
Right.
So when you say, well, there's this click, you're talking about it as if it's a fact instead of a choice.
Okay.
So is it a fact that you can't help, or is it a choice that you can change?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
a choice.
what?
It's a choice.
So if it's a choice, do you believe there are other ways for you to learn what you need to learn without having the click?
Yes.
So do you still have the click?
Not right now.
Are you saying that you might choose to have it some other time?
I don't know if I will or not. Depends on if I decide to learn that way or not again.
That is true. And if you do decide to learn that way, is that okay?
Yes.
So then there's really nothing to be concerned about whether you do or don't do it.
Right. Yep.
Yes?
Yes.
All things being equal.
Yes.
Because you are doing what you believe you need to do to learn what it is you believe you need to learn, however it is you choose to do it. Therefore, do not judge yourself for whatever way you choose, and then that will give you more ability to choose what you prefer instead of what you don't.
Nice.
Does that help?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Did that click with you?
Yes.
All right. So that's your new click.
Yes. That one's in my heart, though. It's not in my brain.
Oh, you don't think so?
Well, that's where I feel it right now. I'm sure it's in every cell that I have and every part of my being.
Thank you. It all depends how you define things.
Yes.
So paint the picture you prefer instead of the one you don't. Because when you say, well, it's in my heart, but it's not in my brain, you're creating an illusionary separation that doesn't necessarily serve you in the way you say you prefer to be served.
Yes.
So watch your definitions.
Okay.
And?
Okay, so I'm working on a project that
Yes.
could help a lot of people, and we're waiting for funding and trying to find funding.
You are waiting for funding.
And trying to find it too.
And
we are
trying
actively
to find it.
We are actively pursuing it. We
Actively pursuing. Is it always necessary to have a monetary representation of abundance in order for you to do what you need to do when you need to do it?
No, we're doing that part too, in my
You're
opinion.
allowing other forms of abundance to come in?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Then why did you single that one out?
Because that's the portion that we're having difficulty with.
Then why are you allowing yourself to focus on that as being more important than the other kinds? Remember, there's no such thing as an inherently difficult situation. Your beliefs make it difficult.
I don't know if I'm making it more important than the other kinds. I'm just trying
You're
to find
the one
clarity.
that mentioned that that was the one that stood out, that
Yes.
you're having difficulty with. That means you're making it more important, or you wouldn't have said that,
Oh, really?
because you wouldn't have cared.
Okay.
Do you understand this concept? There are many forms of abundance.
Okay.
Now, on your planet, we understand money is one of the symbols of abundance, but also so is synchronicity, and so is being given a gift, and so is imagination, and so is trading for something. Allowing all those forms to come together in whatever proportions they need to work together to allow you to do what you need to do when you need to do it is the point of how you work with abundance. But you're saying, I'm having difficulty with the financial part. Therefore, you're focusing on that in some sense as being more important than the others, which could get you where you need to be even quicker.
Okay.
If you would open up your imagination and take action on things that might actually even seem crazy to some people, but wouldn't be crazy if you come from the proper state in which those forms of abundance can work their magic. So, what kinds of things haven't you done that you could be doing to bring in other forms of abundance? Are there things you thought about doing but held yourself back because that'll never work, or that's silly, or somebody would say that's crazy, it doesn't work that way?
No, I feel like I've done a lot.
I didn't say you didn't do a lot. What I'm saying is, are you doing the things you could be doing that you're not doing that would be more representative of your imagination if you let your imagination be a little bit more open? What else can you be doing to support this project, to allow it to move forward? What other actions could you be taking? If you could do anything, what would you do?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. You're just not allowing yourself to believe that you know.
What else could I do? Go knock door to door?
Why not? What's wrong with that?
Nothing?
Then why aren't you doing it? If someone is passionate about something, they stop at nothing to share and spread the word and see who is willing to respond. They come up with all sorts of ideas. They invent new ways to get the word out. If you're really passionate about it, if you're going about it in the most passionate way you could be, you would stop at almost nothing. So, what aren't you doing that you could be doing? Door to door, that's one. What else?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm already working.
What else could you be doing? All right, let's back up. What's the project?
It is building a school
For
and
what?
a community to help introduce technologies into the world and help educate
What kind of
people.
technologies?
Healing technologies.
All right. And so, have you put out any kind of word or advertising that you're doing this?
We have a group that we're working with that we have been reaching out to people for funding and the technology.
How broadly?
and-
Not just for funding. You're missing the point. Have you been advertising that this is a dream you have? Not just specifically targeting people for funding. Have you been letting other people know, like you're letting people in the audience know right now, whether or not they're involved in helping you fund it is not the point. You are letting people know what your dream is.
Yes.
You are letting them see that you're excited about it, and perhaps then letting them also find their excitement in helping you form connections that can get you where you need to go. So what we're saying is, are you doing it as broadly as you could be doing it, not just targeting specific people because of what they can bring you financially?
Yes, I'm doing it as broadly as I can.
Which means what?
Which means when I meet people, I talk to them about it. Whenever someone needs assistance, I try to help them find assistance with whatever technologies
Now,
they need.
let me ask you another question. Is there anyone else on your planet doing something similar to what it is you dream of doing?
Yes.
Have you gone to talk to them?
Yes. I've teamed up with them.
And, all right, and more?
What do you mean more?
More people like that.
Yes. We've been working together in groups.
Yes.
We've been dedicating all of our hours that are awake in the day.
All right. And so does this bring us back to the idea that you are simply impatient?
Yes.
You're not trusting the timing?
Yes.
You're not doing what excites you for its own sake
Yes.
instead of what you think it's supposed to be getting you?
Yes. I allow the pressures that I feel from the outside world to get in on my natural state of being.
May I make a suggestion?
Stop.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Does the dream that you envision contain the energy of negative pressure?
no.
Then why are you bringing it into the project?
Nicely said.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Open the safety valve, let the pressure off,
Okay.
and trust your timing, and your synchronicity will accelerate. But you have to act on your excitement. This is an important point many people on your planet don't get. You need to act on your excitement for its own sake, not because of what you think will happen if you do. Otherwise, you're making your excitement conditional. And then when you don't see it happen, you think something's wrong.
Nice.
Sound familiar?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does that help?
Yes, it helps.
Thank you.
So I have another question.
Maybe you do, and maybe you don't.
Okay, so I have woken up in other realities that seem just as real as this one.
Because they are.
And then I've also woken up in places where I'm being trained by extraterrestrials.
Yes.
I just,
So far, you've said nothing unusual.
Yeah, I just felt like implementing that into this time and space is kind of...
Then do so according to how your imagination desires, once again, for its own sake, with no insistence or assumption as to what the outcome of that action is supposed to look like.
Okay.
You see, that's the formula, and the third part is just as important as the other two. No insistence, no assumption as to what the outcome of your action is supposed to look like. Because the truth is, you have no idea what the best outcome actually needs to look like. Many of you think you do, but you don't. That's the secret. And that's the reason why you need to relax all of the assumption and expectation about it. Because you don't really know what the best outcome needs to be. You really don't. You can have your vision of it, your representation of it, your visualization of it as a way to get you into the excited state. But don't insist on the picture your mind came up with, because what to the physical mind may seem to be the ceiling, to the higher mind is just the floor. And it can bring you something much greater if you let it, or bring you exactly what you need, which means whatever manifests, even if it's something you don't prefer, is there for a reason. Stay in the positive state, and you will use what you don't prefer in a way that you do. Okay. And you will have learned the lesson of why that manifested.
Okay.
Instead of thinking that something else should have.
Okay.
Which means you're discounting your reality.
Yes. And speaking of extraterrestrials and other dimensions, do you guys skydive over there?
No.
Okay.
At least not in our civilization. There may be other civilizations that do.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know.
Do you skydive?
No, my friend does.
And do you not wish to?
No, I think it would be fun.
And therefore, what is holding you back from doing it?
Just waiting for the right
moment.
Waiting. Yes.
Waiting for the right moment, which would be when?
I don't know. I get it.
Just go do it.
I understand.
Thank you. Maybe it will help you learn to truly live in the moment when you face impending death.
There we go. Thank you for your time and your...
There is no time. You're welcome.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So I have a couple questions here.
Yes.
It seems as if the rate of transformation on the planet is increasing.
Yes.
Is that the case?
Well, yes, for those that are involved in increasing it for themselves, that's what you will perceive in others of like vibration, of course. Okay. For others, it's not increasing.
I see. Is it going to continue to increase
if
intensely?
that is the world you're in, yes. Remember, you never change the world you're on. You shift yourself to another version of Earth that is already more reflective of the change you made within yourself. Other versions of Earth still exist, and on those versions, people may not experience an acceleration that way. Sure. But that's not necessarily your reality anymore, so why are you focused on it?
Okay, thank you. Okay, my second question has to do with ayahuasca and psilocybin mushrooms. I find myself benefiting a lot from them, and I respect your perspective, and I'm just curious what your perspective on those.
There are natural teachers that grow from the earth that are presented for the purpose of training you to get into different states. But the point is once you learn to get into those states, the point is learning to get into those states yourself without necessarily always needing the teacher. Otherwise, beyond a certain point, the teacher becomes a crutch.
I see. Is that realistically possible for a lot of us? I find that they take me personally to very expanded states of consciousness that I'm unable to get to normally now.
You mean that you believe you are unable to get to?
Yes, perhaps.
Therefore, you understand that you're still doing it. You're just using the teacher as a permission slip to circumvent your belief system that you can't do it on your own, but you're doing it on your own anyway.
I see.
Do you understand?
Yes, yes.
So when you finally realize that you are the permission slip, you will do it on your own.
Okay.
So, does that help?
It does help. Thank you. Yes. Let's see.
Guys?
Are you familiar with Eckhart Tolle?
Yes.
Would you say that those riding the leading edge of the collective consciousness are heading towards that level of consciousness in, the next 10, 20, 30 years within our lifetimes? Or is that like an exceptionally high state of awareness that's maybe not realistic for a lot of people to attain in the next, 20, 30 years?
I would not say that it's not realistic.
Okay.
Because it is.
Do you see a lot of people reaching that level more and more as time goes on?
We see the people reaching that level that desire to reach that level and actively act to follow their passion, which then automatically leads to that level because it's a self-perpetuating, self-guiding, self-expanding system when you follow your passion. So those that make that choice will obviously choose to reach that level. Those that don't won't. Simple as that.
Okay.
It's not about the numbers in that sense. Because remember, you're not changing the world you're on anyway. You're shifting to another Earth.
Sure. Okay.
Make sense?
It makes sense, yes. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Oh, sir. So does that answer your question then, sir?
It does, yes. Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Good day. I've had a few events that have happened to me over the last few years
Yes.
that I would like to tell you about.
All
First thing is actually for the last 10 years, I have been visited by pretty much the same spaceship
Yes.
in the same place for the last 10 years.
Which place would that be?
South Pasadena, California.
All right. And so, what does the ship look like?
Well, it looks, I don't know how to describe it. It looks very metal. It looks, it's huge. It's got a round part here and then like portions coming out of it that are round. I mean, it's really huge.
All right.
And it's got lots of lights that are going over.
All right. And so, what are your experiences with this?
My experience is that it's trying to communicate with me.
Yes.
I try.
Yes.
I get some downloads.
Yes.
And then it tries to show me signs like hieroglyphics. I mean, just like a whole other language.
All right. And so, what do you do with this information in your life?
I accept it. I allow it.
And do what with it? How do you apply it energetically in your life? Does it help you move forward on your passion more easily?
I think it does. I feel very connected to the universe.
All
I
right.
feel like I'm being communicated with.
Yes.
So, it doesn't scare me. It doesn't frighten me. To me, it's just a whole other
Yes.
realm that I am exposed to.
So again, it allows you to understand more of your greater being.
Yes.
It allows you to move forward in an accelerated way by acting on your passion more easily in life. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Well, is that enough of a reason for it to be happening?
I think right now it is.
All right. Do you assume there needs to be some other reason?
I don't know.
Do you need to know?
Probably not. I think I'll just wait and see.
Yes.
The other thing that's happened is that certain objects are showing up randomly in.
Such as?
I opened a little bag that I have that I keep lipstick in,
Yes.
and there was a pin that said "Buddy" on it. Buddy, that just appeared.
Yes.
And then a couple of nights later, I was eating dinner, and I leaned down to pet my dog. I, for 2 seconds, came back up, and there was a light bulb in my dinner.
Oh, all
bitty
right.
light bulb.
How enlightening.
How enlightening, exactly.
I guess you like light meals.
So it's a little, it was a little surprising.
Well, is there something wrong with that?
No, there was
Do you
nothing
not
wrong with
want
that.
your reality to be that flexible, that malleable, that magical?
I do.
Well, then,
Okay.
are you confused?
No, I don't think so. I kind of wanted just to talk about it with somebody that maybe,
Oh, all right.
Who had a little bit more experience than me.
Well, that's fine, but you sound like you're doing well.
Okay.
You sound like you're breaking down the barriers of time and space
Yeah.
and allowing yourself to experience more of the natural form of reality, which is magical and miraculous, where things can come in and go out and there are fewer barriers
Yes.
in time and space for you. So this would be an exciting thing, yes?
Yes.
All right.
I have one other question. Are the extraterrestrials communicating with us? I mean, are they?
What do you think I'm doing right now?
Right. That's it.
Hello, is this thing on?
That sounded so funny. Sorry, guys. All right, never mind. That answered it. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I just have a question about following your passion.
Yes?
Sorry.
No, don't apologize. You are letting go of belief systems that don't belong within you by washing out the chemical components of them through your tears. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So what about following your passion?
How do you get over the fear
Of?
Of just going for it.
Well, first and foremost, do you understand that if you actually are in the state of passion, nothing negative can happen?
No.
You're linking two ideas together that have no business being linked. This is one of the common things that happens in the minds of the people on your planet. They think that they can be in a particular state and yet experience something of a completely different state, which is not physically possible. If you experience something you don't prefer, it means you had to change your state out of excitement in order to experience that. So let's just say you are acting on your passion and then suddenly you decide to leave that state and then experience something you don't prefer. All right, well, so what? There's a lesson there for you, perhaps, to show you that you might be choosing to do that, choosing to leave that state, and therefore you get the result of having done so. That's a lesson in and of itself that gives you an opportunity to go, well, now what reason would I leave the state I prefer to be in? Now you have something to work with. This goes down to what we have talked about as the motivational mechanism within all of you. You all always without fail, and I mean no exceptions, without fail, because this is how you're built. You will always choose in the direction of what you believe is your benefit. You will always move away from what you believe is not to your benefit. So if you see yourself choosing things, be they states of being or scenarios or what have you, that you can see are not beneficial for you, yet you choose them, your first question would be, what would I have to believe is true in order to make what I know is not to my benefit appear to be beneficial, more beneficial than what I know would actually benefit me? What would I have to believe to make it appear that way? Now you have something to work with. Now you can find out what that belief is. As soon as you expose that belief consciously, it will make no sense. It will be illogical. You will have broken the chain, the connection. And once you have made the belief seem nonsensical, it's gone. That's the end of the process of letting it go, to make it appear to make no sense. Not the beginning of the process of letting it go. It's the end of the process. If you still keep doing the same thing, you just haven't found the core belief. Keep digging. You'll find it. Sometimes negative beliefs, in order to perpetuate themselves, because that's what they're designed to do, will surround themselves with secondary negative beliefs and hide among them, so that when you let one negative belief go, it may make you think that you've let the fundamental one go when you haven't. And it's lurking down there going, she hasn't seen me yet. Keep digging. The way you know it's still there is you're still choosing to do things you don't prefer to do, because you wouldn't do that if the negative belief was actually gone. So once you find out what it really is, and fundamentally most of those negative beliefs will usually come down to a core issue such as, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, I'm not loved. You know, the big three. And when you understand that it's probably based on something like that, then you have, again, something to work with. You can start understanding how reality works, what existence is all about, and you can realize the logic that is missing from your belief that you're not worthy. One way to look at it is, as we have said to many, creation doesn't make mistakes. If you exist, which obviously you do, or we wouldn't be having this conversation, you must be worthy of existence in the eyes of creation because it doesn't make mistakes. If you exist, which you do, you must need to exist in order for creation to be complete. That means you are worthy by the fact of your existence. You can never become non-existent. By definition, non-existence doesn't exist. So that which exists can never become that which does not exist. That which does not exist is already full of all the things that will never exist. There's no room in non-existence for the things that do exist. So the idea is that you will never cease to exist. You may change form, you may change experience, but you cannot cease to exist. Isness is your fundamental quality. That's just what you are. You are part of existence, and that's it. So by Telling creation you're not worthy, by believing you're not worthy, you are arguing with creation about something you can never change. It's an argument you can never win, ever. So stop arguing with creation about your worthiness. That's one example of how to deal with these fundamental belief systems that say, I'm not worthy. You have all the evidence in existence that you are worthy, because if you weren't worthy, you wouldn't exist. So let's start from that fundamental, foundational concept instead of the other one, which is only an illusionary fundamental concept. Because obviously you exist, so obviously you're worthy. So the belief that you're not worthy is nothing more than a belief. It's not a fact. In fact, you can go even further into the paradox of the situation. You would never be able to imagine that you're not worthy if you weren't worthy.
Yes.
You can create an experience of disconnection, but you have to be connected to create an experience of disconnection.
Yes.
Look at the paradox. You cannot be disconnected. You cannot be unworthy. But you are allowed, because you're unconditionally supported, you are allowed to create an experience of being unworthy, even though you never can actually be unworthy. You are allowed to believe that you can be. That's how unconditionally supported you are. But it's up to you. It's in your hands. You get to decide what is true for you. The greatest gift, the greatest power you have is the freedom to choose. So choose. Nothing will contradict you.
Okay.
Anything that seems to contradict you is you choosing to believe something that doesn't work for you. And when you do that, recognize it's a choice. And then ask yourself, why would I choose that? The only reason I would, because I understand the motivational mechanism that Bashar has explained to me. The only reason I would choose something that isn't to my benefit is I must be holding on to a belief that makes it appear as if it is. That's the only reason I would do that. So let's find out what that belief is and disconnect it, because once I realize what it is, it will make no sense.
Right.
Is this helping?
Yes, a lot. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And I have one more question.
Yes.
About...
Do you feel better?
Actually, I do. Thank you. I appreciate your energy.
We appreciate you. And what will really make the difference is when you appreciate yourself. Yes?
Yes.
All right. So, what else?
So, I have a lot of synchronicity in my life that I'm appreciative of.
Yes.
Been working really hard on incorporating...
Oh, you don't have to work that hard.
True. Well, allowing.
Thank you.
Allowing.
Yes. Isn't that easier?
Love. Yes.
All right.
Allowing unconditional love for myself and
Yes.
allow it to flow through me.
Why not?
So,
Why not?
I guess, and maybe you can't answer this, but
Oh, all right. Maybe I can't.
I keep... Maybe you can.
Maybe I can. But will I?
Right. I've been having strong guidance to just walk away from my job.
Because it's not representative of your passion, or you're not doing it in the most passionate way you could be?
Correct.
What would you rather be doing?
I would rather be coaching people and healing them the way that I've healed myself.
All right, but do you believe it will support you? Because if you don't, it wouldn't necessarily be wise to walk away from something you believe you need to support you in life. But
Yes.
you can act on your passion in whatever time you give yourself to do so, and let it, over whatever time you're comfortable with, prove to you that it can support you, so that then when you're ready to believe it can continue to support you, then you can leave what it is you believe you still need to support you, even though it might not be your passion.
Okay.
The rate of shift is up to you. If you believe it can support you now, then you can leave. If you don't, it wouldn't necessarily be wise.
Okay.
But you can determine the rate at which you can believe that you can be supported by that, by giving yourself more and more opportunity to act on your passion and let it show you that it can support you.
Okay.
The rate's up to you. The pace is up to you.
All right.
Does that help?
Yes, thank you. And that's all. Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you.
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
All right. Well, I have a couple questions today. Last time I spoke with you, we spoke about belief and enlightenment.
Yes, I believe that's true.
Yes. And when we were talking about it, what you were saying was that enlightened people such as Buddha or Krishna or Jesus, they went beyond belief and into knowing of themselves.
Yes.
So kind of playing on that, like after we had that conversation, I read the book Autobiography of a Yogi.
Yes.
And in it, he talks about some of his experiences with enlightened people in India.
Yes.
And some of those experiences included, making objects manifest instantly, or it included levitation.
Yes.
What belief, like they would understand?
Knowing.
So they would know that reality is an illusion.
Yes.
So because it's an illusion, they don't need any beliefs to then impose upon reality. So is it their will that could materialize an object instantly, or?
You can call it will, but it's again just a knowing. In other words, it's an observation. It's an understanding of how things work.
Right.
In the same way that you might look at a red rose and I would say, well, what color is it? And you will go, well, it's red. It's not an opinion. It's not a belief. It's an observation. Mm-hmm. You just know that it's red. Therefore, it's not about imposing will. It's just about knowing the reality and knowing what it can be.
Right. So when I'm thinking about this, when it comes to the belief systems, because it seems like when you're following your passion, which is normally the answer to a lot of the questions that are the formula.
It's the primary formula, yes.
However, at a certain point, it seems that would be also coming from maybe not just an ego perspective, but does enlightenment include the ego, or is it just using the ego?
The ego is nothing more than a mask that allows you to perceive manifestations of physical reality. That's all the ego is. If you're referring to the negative ego, that's a different story. But the ego is just a diving mask that allows you to see clearly in the environment that you've dove into.
I see. So, okay.
It's a pass-through structure.
So what would be... So the process, if we were to talk about enlightenment as a process, so some of the people that may have gone through and had enlightenment, like the people spoken about in Autobiography of a Yogi, what would a process like that look like? They just have this
realization? It can look like almost anything, because each and every one of you has a unique process.
Okay.
So it can look like whatever works for you. Now, some people will follow generalized cultural processes that might work for many of them because they understand they're part of that culture. It's their reference point, and therefore they know that that's the permission slip that can work best for them. But again, it still comes down to an individual way of doing that. Even though they may be following the dictates of a culture, they're still going to do it their way. There might be a very slight difference, but a difference there will be because they're a different person.
So for that process, most of it would be awareness.
Awareness of what reality really is. Awareness that you're creating it. Awareness of how it works. Understanding what we call the instruction manual. So that when you understand it as an observation of the structure of existence, then it's not a mystery that by following the instructions, things happen. Because that's the way it works. It's that level of knowing. It's that level of understanding. It's that level of seeing what is.
What would be a process to get to that state?
Follow your passion.
Okay.
Because that brings you, through synchronicity, whatever information you need to continue toward the idea of full enlightenment. It's a self-guiding, self-perpetuating, self-navigating, self-expanding formula that will allow you to realize your full potential of enlightenment and awareness.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
The second subject I wanted to talk about, are you familiar with a book in our collective consciousness called Reality Transurfing?
Define.
It's a book written by a quantum physicist named Vadim Zeland. It has to do with understanding how to shift through parallel realities, knowing that the parallel reality we want to shift to already exists.
Yes, because you're doing it anyway.
Yes.
That's how you create the side effect called time.
Yes. And in the book, there is this concept of what are called pendulums. Now,
Yes.
a pendulum is a thought structure or an idea that many people within a collective conditioning may be thinking of. So, for example, if you're a Republican or you're Democrat, these would both represent pendulums because whether you agree with them or disagree with them,
Yes.
you're becoming part of a thought structure that has a
Yes.
gravitational pull on you.
Yes,
So-
because you allow it to do so.
Yes. So my question is these pendulums, I guess I would like a little bit more clarification as to these pendulums, how they would have, do thoughts actually have form?
In a sense, they do have momentum.
Okay.
And therefore, when you allow yourself to repeat, if you will, over and over and over again, a particular path, a particular thought form, a particular structure, it does build up in physical reality the concept of a momentum. For example, in our society, at this point in our evolution, we are so oriented to the concept of understanding the structure of existence and experiencing synchronicity in every single thing we do that it is now actually a challenge. It would be an effort to overcome the inertia of that direction in order to actually have a negative experience.
Wow.
So yes, it does build up because that's one of the definitions of physical reality, is that there is mass and energy. And therefore it has momentum. It has inertia.
Okay. So,
That's what the pendulum is about. Building up a sense of inertia or mass that then may seem to make things difficult to swing in a different direction, because that's one of the definitions you have bought into of physical reality. You have called it the idea of laws of motion.
there's when I was reading about this idea in the book, something kind of came to me because sometimes when I'm listening to certain songs via music,
Yes.
if I'm listening to a certain song that I feel like in the collective consciousness, millions of other people have listened to that same song and maybe
Yes.
generated a certain emotion,
Yes.
I feel like I can almost pick up on the thoughts of those people.
Yes, of course you can, but it's not that you're picking up on their thoughts. It's that you're in the same frequency and having the same thoughts at the same time because of the thoughts that go with that frequency. Because you're putting
see.
yourself in a certain state. That's why we say telepathy is not reading someone else's mind.
Right.
It's being on the same wavelength and having the same thoughts at the same time synchronistically.
I see.
That's how that works.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does that answer your question?
It does. One other thing I wanted to touch on with the pendulum idea is
Yes.
understanding, you touched on it earlier with archetypes.
Yes.
The archetypes within our collective consciousness.
Yes.
If we are unaware of the archetypes, do the archetypes still have power, not over us, but do they still influence us? Because we've
They
incarnated.
can, depending upon the level of unawareness that you have agreed to abide by. So in other words, if you're simply saying it's okay for them to have that influence because I don't really need to know about it, I'm running on automatic because I need to pay attention to other things, then yes, the so-called influence can be built into the structure. But there can be levels where you simply realize that there is no influence at all, whether you're aware or unaware of it, because that's what you've chosen as a theme.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily relevant for influence from that particular archetype, at least not in any major way that would be discernible in your life.
I see.
But generally, you have agreed to play by the overall rules of the game. We often use chess as an analogy for your people because it's a game you're familiar with. You may say, well, I'm going to play chess, therefore I have to abide by the rules of chess, otherwise I'm not playing that game. But you don't necessarily have to pay attention. Once you understand the rules, you can focus on other things. You can focus on what kind of pieces you're using, what they're made of, what your strategy is, so on and so forth, without necessarily having to pay attention to the rules anymore because they're so ingrained that it's automatic. It's sort of like that.
I see.
Yes.
Thank you. And then the third topic that I wanted to touch upon, when my mom was pregnant with me, she had an ET experience.
Yes.
And she had a good memory of it. She never told my dad, though, because she was worried about what my dad would thought, so she kind of held it in for a while, but had to do with her being on a table. And,
Yes.
And she was paralyzed from like the neck
Part of
down.
the hybridization agenda, yes.
So what was that?
I just told you, part of the hybridization agenda.
But it has to do with me specifically?
Well, alterations genetically were made because the new generation of people now for quite some time are not just a new generation. They are a new species.
I see. It seems like a lot of people my age that I'm friends with have had, their parents may have had miscarriages.
Yes.
And
although some of them are not miscarriages.
Well, what I figured was, oh wait, so then some of those may have actually gone off planet?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So it may have not been me, because my mom had a miscarriage before I was born.
Yes.
So I thought originally I was trying to come through, but maybe the energy
That
wasn't.
can be the case too. I'm not saying everything is
Right.
a hybrid child being taken to another level. There are many things that happen in those ways. You just have to take it on a case-by-case basis.
I see. Do I have hybrid children?
Do you have hybrid children?
Yes.
Not in the way you mean it, no. But
Okay.
you are familiar with the hybrid children that you are related to and have
I see.
interacted with them,
I see.
mostly in what you would call dream time.
Okay. And in dream time, it seems like the things, I guess, for most people, just in general, when we're going into dream state, one thing we may do is look at probable realities we could experience, setting up
Yes.
certain appointments.
Yes.
And then another thing could be just being at higher levels of consciousness or in different dimensions.
And another could be that you are forming memories from experiences you're having in other realities that simply comes through as what you call a dream. But your physical mind can only make so much sense out of things that happen in other dimensions. So it will use whatever props it is familiar with, and that's why some dreams may seem to be a little disjointed and crazy. That don't make sense because there are only so many props that the physical mind can use to represent what might have happened in a reality in which those props don't exist.
I see. And when it seems like as well, a lot of people in general have connections to Arcturus, Pleiades, Sirius.
It's common for your planet to draw upon those connections, especially in this day and age, because this is the age of transformation when you're becoming aware of the fact that you're not alone in the universe.
So it's that we all have many connections to those different star systems.
Yes.
But also because of the time of transformation that we're on.
Yes.
Okay.
Does
Awesome.
that help?
It does. Thank you so much, Bashar.
You are welcome.
Good day, Bashar.
And you good day.
So I'm having so much synchronicity and
Yes.
a couple of things that I want to talk about. First, the painted ladies. So the
Painted ladies.
yeah, the butterflies.
You are either talking about butterflies, houses, or hookers. The translation is not coming through clearly on this end.
Okay, so sorry.
You are talking about the many butterflies
Yes.
that are now appearing, yeah?
Yeah, I
All
am.
right.
Yeah, so the last time that we spoke, I had a swarm of butterflies, and
yes.
I had said to you that somebody was saying that they were monarchs, but they weren't. And you said, "Look it up. It's
Painted ladies.
painted ladies." So on the way up here, we had another swarm of painted ladies come
Yes.
through. Is there anything else you'd like to add to that?
Nope.
Okay,
Except, did you have fun?
we did. We had a lot of fun. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, next would be the sunflowers. So
Yes.
same occasion, I was inspired to bring sunflowers to Derek and his wife, the last personal private
All right.
session with Bashar, and then they just keep coming up into my awareness. Is there anything you want to share about them?
Aside from what we've already said about their efficacy for the idea of absorbing radiation.
Yeah. So can you maybe go into how they do that, or can you share some details?
An extract of the seeds can be created and put into a type of organic plastic matrix that can be used to absorb radiation, to shield from radiation,
Okay.
and to even draw the idea of radioactive particles from the body.
Okay, perfect. That's really good. And
Yes.
then infinity is such a strong synchronicity in my life. And I had an experience last week I was getting an energetic entrainment, and I had these energetic crazy eights, is what I want to call them, reverberating up and down my body. So it started in my jaw.
Yes.
It was going around and around like infinity loop, and then it just kept bouncing up, bouncing down,
Yes.
bouncing up, bouncing down. And now I'm getting it during meditation. Can you share any more insight?
Well,
about
obviously, as you increase your frequency, you become a better receptor for higher frequency energies. And they can, in a sense, go through your body in a way that creates a certain kind of resonance that will open you up to even more frequencies and make you a better antenna, so to speak.
that? Yeah.
So you are refining your capability of processing higher level frequencies.
Okay. So the antenna, I've been an antenna, I would say, for lots of people to help facilitate them healing themselves in
Yes.
some pretty exciting ways.
Yes.
So just having a little trouble with myself. So I've been able
You're
to
having trouble with yourself.
healing myself. Yeah.
In what way?
So I have an issue, a fun, exciting challenge with my foot. It has like it's pinching a nerve. The bone is growing in a deformed way.
All right. And
So I've been
what does that allow you to learn that you otherwise wouldn't learn if you didn't have that experience?
that I'm not trusting the support, not stepping forward in my life in the way that
And why not?
and I am now. And so I feel like I'm ready to shift that.
But don't focus on it as needing to shift.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're making it conditional again.
Okay.
If you truly use up all of the information and all of the lessons that you created that experience for, it will transform. But if you stay insisting that it must, you haven't changed.
Yes. And so that's the paradox of the situation.
Yes.
So I've been able to get it to improve about 23% through
All right.
before and after.
All you need to really do is put your best foot forward.
I knew you were going to say that.
How psychic of you.
Okay. And so I guess where my knowing, it's this knowing of the reality of it is healed. And so I have the ability to do that for other people, healing broken bones, tumors, all kinds of pretty exciting ways. But it's just my awareness of it that's keeping me from knowing it to that place of fully locking into that new reality.
And you have perhaps a belief system within you that if you truly let go of that, you will not necessarily be giving the information you need or having the information you need for the other people that you help heal themselves.
Yeah.
So you can let go of that concept too.
Okay.
You will have the information you need without having to experience those things in order to get it. If you let go of the belief that that's the only way you can get the information is to experience those things.
Thank you. That's
Yes.
very helpful. Okay. And then, all right. So this one is, so my connection with whales and dolphins, pretty good. I just had an experience that didn't feel so good where I was brought to my awareness of these humpback whales killing this baby gray whale calf and the mother. And I'm trying to, I want to make
What
it.
was your experience that you say did not feel good?
Yeah, so just looking at it didn't feel good.
Looking at what?
It came up in my reality as a picture, as a video. Normally, I follow these amazing drone, photography of the whales and what's coming through the area, and just really
Yes.
appreciating that. And so that was one of the. That was just something recently that happened, and it came up on my.
But you
feed.
still haven't said what it is.
It's a humpback whale. 5 of them were hunting a baby gray whale calf and the mother and killed them both.
All right.
And so just the images that came up, and I was really dropped me out of my alignment.
Why?
Exactly. So how can I give that a positive meaning? Can you help me?
Do you understand the balance of nature?
I do. And that's why I feel like it's so silly that I'm letting myself.
It's not necessarily
frustrated.
silly. You don't have to put judgment on it for
Okay.
yourself. But you do need to understand how things work and understand that from a different perspective, those beings know they are eternal and that physical reality is a temporary illusion.
Sure. But I feel like there's some also benefit of understanding that relationship.
Well, one of the benefits for you is to help put you in touch with your particular perspective that doesn't work for you.
Okay.
So, what will you do about that? How will you change your understanding and your perspective?
So that's where I know logically that I understand the nature and I understand the benefit that
And
they're eternal.
yet-
Where and yet it still doesn't sit well with me. And
Because
it's a judgment
you
that
believe.
that it's, I guess that it's wrong, and that they.
All right. You're seeing
They're
a
bad whales.
comparison. You're seeing a comparison
Dolphins, actually.
between the idea of symbiotic relationships as exists on my planet between the animals, which are not predatory,
Right.
and the predation that still exists on your planet, and your understanding that you prefer the symbiotic form of expression, but you're also recognizing that doesn't exist yet in the world that you've created for yourself. So you are still seeing reflections of the idea of predation to give you an opportunity to understand the difference between the two realities and to begin to access the symbiosis reality a little bit more. But what you experienced is really just a reflection of what you were doing to yourself as well.
Sure.
Because the idea of believing that you need to harm yourself in order to understand what you need to understand is a form of predation on yourself.
Absolutely. That's
You understand?
perfect synchronicity.
So it all works that way to put you in touch that you have that particular perspective, that there's something wrong with it, instead of allowing it to be what it is for its own sake, learning from it so that it can change in your particular perception and experience of reality without invalidating the other experience in a different reality. You have to get over the idea of invalidating what you don't prefer while you're validating what you do. It all has to be equal in its own eyes, in its own way, in order for you to actually have the ability to choose what you prefer. You cannot invalidate what you don't prefer, or that's what sticks you to it.
Thank you.
Do you understand?
Oh no, that's perfect. And the symbiosis has been a really fun synchronicity as well. I was diving and free diving in a couple places in the Caribbean a couple weeks ago, and there was an experience of a stingray with this big fish over its back, and they were just hanging out together for like 45 minutes.
Right. So you're fluctuating back and forth between those two types of reality.
Yeah, and then the second day saw the same thing, a different type of ray, a spotted eagle ray, and a different type of fish, and they were hanging out together. And I was asking them, so what's the deal? And something fun they said is that that they're friends. They're
Yes.
choosing to spend their time together. They're not normally. They're typically a solo species, meaning
They're learning to reflect new realities that give you an opportunity to recognize that you're in a different state, a different reality, a different frequency. But you're also being given an opportunity to recognize when you choose to go into a reality you don't prefer.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And so it all works if you use it in the way that you prefer to.
Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you.
One more clarification about the power of mastermind. So there's this kind of like when you set up a time and day that you meditate, it's almost very easy to go to that place of meditation. If for me, when I'm consistent with my schedule, it's like my body already knows.
All right, if that's your permission slip.
And it's been the same case with this mastermind I'm going to every week. It's this energy of this collective.
Yes.
So I want to talk about that power of the energy of mastermind. Can you go into...
Again, it's your permission slip.
Yes, I know.
So you're giving it the power to work for you.
Okay.
That's the way your belief system prefers to arrange the concept of recognizing your own power to change.
And this antenna, because it feels like the antenna gets bigger with all the minds together.
Because you're using that permission slip, because it works for you in your belief system structure, yes.
Fantastic. All right, Bashar, I love you. Thank you. Good
Our
night.
unconditional love to you as well.
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you. I did not have a question prepared, but off the top of my mind,
Yes.
curious, perhaps as far as what challenges the human race faces in terms of our existence.
What challenges the human race faces?
Sure,
From what, now till the end of eternity?
sure. If there is an end to eternity,
Well, in a sense, there is. Because eternity is a temporal concept. Isness just is. Isness is not the same thing as eternity. Eternity is a temporal concept. Do you understand?
yes,
Are you sure?
yes,
All right. Well, you're going to obviously face many challenges. Challenges of the spirit, challenges of the mind, challenges of physical reality, environmental challenges, of course, because you're experiencing a lot of that now. It's really the challenge of deciding who you are and letting yourself be that being, and then experiencing the reality that goes with it. That's really the fundamental challenge. Any challenge you experience in any way, shape, or form is fundamentally reduced down to the challenge of being yourself and what you create in your reality that puts you in touch with that and allows you the opportunity to be that. So any number of different ways of expressing that challenge can happen in your reality. Challenges of health, challenges, as we said, of environment, challenges of social, spiritual, abundant belief systems, all sorts of challenges that you have created on your planet to put you in touch of when you're out and in alignment with your true self. That will be the case on and on and on in different ways. Are you asking for some particular specifics?
I guess in general senses, just to apply towards everyday life, which...
Well, again, the greatest challenge is overcoming and transforming those things that you buy into that prevent you from being your true self. In that sense, there is no greater challenge. No matter how it may manifest outwardly, it's all from the idea inwardly of the opportunity and attracting opportunities and circumstances and situations to allow you to face the challenge of accepting your true self, being your true self, acting as your true self. Doesn't matter whether a meteor strikes your planet, or whether there are wildfires or pollution or political or sociological or financial change. Those are all outer reflections of the greatest challenge of being yourself. Because it doesn't really matter what happens. It only matters what you do with what happens.
Following my excitement. That be one of the things that I should be doing?
It's not should.
Will.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
So, are you acting on your passion to the best you can with no assumption or insistence on the outcome and remaining in a positive state no matter what happens? Yes or no?
Yes, always.
Well, then, you will face your challenges in the way that you design them to allow you to continue on that path. More and more and more consciously. Yes?
Yes.
Then what else is there?
Dissolving the idea of fear, I suppose.
But isn't that what I said?
It was.
Belief systems will come up because that's one of the tools in the kit of excitement, the reflective mirror that points out anything that's out of alignment in your belief system with who you prefer to be. But that's part of your excitement, to find things within you that are not your excitement.
Yeah.
That's how it works. That's the process.
It feels that way.
It goes that way. So, you don't necessarily need to focus on the specifics of the challenges. Just face them as they come.
Fair enough.
Yes?
That's wonderful.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Bashar. Have a nice day.
Nania, it is time for your nutrition break.
How astute of you.
Did you just call me astute?
Yes, it is time.
Then all of you please enjoy your nutrition break and we'll resume this transmission afterwards.